Today, the topic of discussion is active transport. What is active transport? Transport across the cell membrane divided into three main types. What are the types? Active transport, passive transport, and vascular transport. Transport across cell membrane have three types: active, passive, and vascular transport. Now we will discuss about active transport. Active transport, 3 points are important. The first one is lower concentration to higher concentration. Second point is it recovered energy. There is direct or indirect utilization of energy. Third point is it carrier mediated. Carrier protein are recovered. What are the three important points in active transport? First one is lower concentration to higher concentration. It recovered energy whether direct or indirect way. Third one is it need carrier protein. Carrier protein are recovered for transport. That's why it known as active transport. The utilization of energy from lower concentration to higher concentration, that's why known as active transport. Now there are two types of active transport: primary active transport and secondary active transport. Primary active transport means utilization of energy as in direct way. Okay, utilization of energy as direct is known as primary active transport. What is secondary active transport? Means utilization of energy when utilization of energy as indirect is known as secondary active transport. Direct way utilization of energy is called as primary active transport. Indirect way utilization of energy is called as secondary active transport. Example: sodium, potassium and ATPase. It is also known as sodium potassium pump. What is the mechanism of sodium potassium pump? Now, mechanism of sodium potassium pump. It pump out intracellular sodium outside, intracellular sodium to outside. That means 3 molecules of sodium move outside. Again 2 molecules of potassium come inside. So it is responsible for lowering intracellular sodium level by increasing the intracellular potassium level. Here energy is utilized by hydrolysis of ATP into ADP and IP. Energy is utilized by hydrolysis of ATP to ADP plus IP. Here utilization of energy as direct, so it is called as primary active transport. Utilization of energy is direct way, so it is called as primary active transport. This one pump out 3 molecules of sodium outside and move 2 molecules of potassium inside. So examples of active transport, primary active transport: sodium potassium ATPase, calcium ATPase and potassium hydrogen ATPase. Sodium potassium ATPase, calcium ATPase, then potassium hydrogen ATPase. These are the example of primary active transport. Second one, secondary active transport. It is also known as symport. Symport. Here along with the sodium, glucose move inside. Along with the sodium, glucose move inside the cell. Sodium pump out. Sodium pump out. Outside there is sodium potassium pump. Here sodium potassium pump which utilize the energy. So there is indirect utilization of energy. That's why it's secondary active. Energy is utilized by hydrolysis ATP to ADP plus IP. But secondary active transport, sodium potassium pump which utilize energy. This pump utilize energy, so it considered as secondary active transport. Secondary active transport are divided into three main types. What are the types? First one is uniport, second one is symport, third one is antiport. What is uniport? Uniport means one molecule moves from lower concentration to higher concentration. Only one molecule moves from lower concentration to higher concentration is known as uniport. What is symport? When two molecules transported together, it is known as symport. Okay, two molecules transported together means symport. It is also known as co-transport. That symport is also known as co-transport. Example of symport: sodium glucose symporter, sodium amino acid symporter. These two are examples: sodium glucose symporter, sodium amino acid symporter. What is the significance of symport? Important in absorption of glucose from intestine, and also important in absorption of amino acid from intestinal cell, proximal convoluted tubules, PCT. Third one is antiport. What is antiport? One molecule goes one direction and another molecules go to the opposite direction. When the one molecule goes to the one direction and others in opposite direction, it is also known as counter transport. Sodium move inside, hydrogen move outside, also known. Example: sodium hydrogen exchanger and calcium hydrogen exchanger. Third one is antiport. What is antiport? One molecule go one direction, other molecule in opposite direction. Sodium move inside of the cell, hydrogen move outside. Example: sodium hydrogen exchanger and calcium hydrogen exchanger. This sodium hydrogen exchanger, it is important in renal tubular cell. It is important to maintain acid-base balance. This calcium hydrogen exchanger important for or responsible for myocardium contractivity. This one responsible for myocardium contractivity. Next, significance of this transporter. Sodium amino acid symporter. This sodium amino acid defective, it affected in, it causes cystinuria. Absorption of amino acid is defective. Second one is Carnaps disease. Carnaps disease, this one related with absorption of tryptophan. First one is cystinuria, second one is Carnaps disease. Some drugs, fluorizine, it is a drug, it block the sodium glucose importer. Okay, this one black sodium glucose importer, due to which decreased absorption of glucose from PCT, which leads to increased excretion in urine. So this is known as renal glucose urea. This is all about active transport. Thanks for watching.